you.
Everybody loves Howie. Okay, you can talk about me if you want. Hey, this is Johnny Bean. We are live. As of 6:30 p.m., February 18th, 2016, Pacific Time. I got Rob Johnson. Hey, Rob.
What's up?
I got David Nesdahl.
Yo, hey, what's going on?
Awesome, man. Awesome. So, hey, yeah, you guys, you want to talk about some of your Van Halen guitars? Talk about whatever you want. I have to jump off. I have chickens. I have a farm round back, and I got to tuck them in real quick. So I'll be right back. Anyway, whatever you guys want to say, go ahead and say. I'll be right back.
Get them chickens, Johnny. Hey, Dave, what's happening?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You want to go first tonight?
Nope. I want to hear about that guitar.
Oh, okay. All right. I am holding my Bumblebee Charvel VH2 Eddie replica guitar. I've had this guitar actually for a long time. This guitar also was, I've painted many of these guitars myself, but this one is probably my prized one for many reasons. One, because it was made by a good friend of ours, Jerry's. Jerry actually had it probably for 13 or 14 years. This one is kind of a culmination of a few different eras. We can talk about the history in just a couple of minutes of this guitar, but I'll just give you a heads up on kind of what the status of this one is. The paint job on this guitar, it's a homemade paint job, but it's done in a very factory finish type style because we all kind of know that, you know, this was one of the few guitars that had the factory finish on it. And when this guitar was painted, it was done very accurately, and also it's got that gloss kind of finish, so you can't really feel the stripes through it. It does kind of have a shine to it. This is a original Charvel body. I'm not sure exactly what year it is. Like I said, it's gone through some different changes over the years. It's got an original German Floyd on it, DiMarzio Super Distortion, like Ed's was, black tone knob, and it's got some of the nicks and dings. I don't know if you can tell, like right here, this one right here, that's a dent that a nick that Ed had on his. It's got some wear marks down here as well. Other than that, it's pretty immaculate. The neck on this guitar is just super smooth and fast. It's a Warmoth neck, boogie bodies, and I painted the headstock myself about a year and a half ago to kind of combine the status that it's in, well, was in, you know, years ago, with the VH2 kind of look to it, because we all kind of know that originally this neck was on the Frankenstrat at one point when it had the black back to it, and I don't have that. I just painted the headstock. It's got Schaller tuners on it, you know, chrome hardware, of course. Like I said, the neck on this thing is just absolutely amazing and fast. I mean, it's just really smooth. I love how this guitar plays. And the one thing about this guitar is the paint job definitely is very accurate on it, on the front and on the back. One of the nice things about this guitar being an original Charvel body, if you can see the cavity, it's the exact cavity that Ed had on his. And a lot of people don't know that about this guitar. You can't tell because I have the cavity cover over it. But this guitar, like Ed's, had a tone knob, and it is hooked up, and it's actually buried inside the cavity. It's not exposed on the front, just the volume knob was, but a lot of people don't realize Ed's guitar did have a tone knob, and it was hooked up. It was just buried in the mix, so to speak, underneath the cavity. So that was also done to this guitar. I don't know if it was just a matter of, you know, just laziness or whatever, why it was never unhooked, or Ed just didn't want it, but it was there. So that's pretty much this guitar. 6150 frets. Like I said, Schaller tuners, original gold German Floyd. I'm sorry, original chrome German Floyd DiMarzio Super Distortion. Does have the pickup ring on it. It's got the eyelets and everything, and the paint job, like I said, is really smooth. And I'm sure there's a couple of things about it that might be a little different than Ed's was, but like I said, what I wanted to do when I got this one, I wanted to kind of create the '79 era versus kind of how it, versus the 1980 women and children era. So that's why I kind of painted the headstock black and put the Charvel logo on it. I love this guitar. It's one of my absolute favorites. I've actually contemplated getting an EVH model, and I just never could get myself to purchase one because I have other EVH guitars, but this one right here is my baby. This is one of my favorite guitars. It plays amazing. I've had a lot of people ask me for this guitar that have seen it because they really liked it. They like the way it looks and the way it plays, and it's definitely a very accurate version in a lot of ways. So I've never really went out and purchased the Stripe series of this model because this one is pretty much everything I've wanted. Just a little bit of history that I know on this guitar, on Ed's version. Of course, we all know the original one was buried with Dimebag. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, and jump in, Dave, anytime you want and correct me or add to or whatever you think you need to say. This guitar actually was played during the first Van Halen World Tour in '78. There's actually pictures of Ed playing it in the '78 tour, and I think they were playing overseas. I think that was the overseas. I'm pretty sure. And Ed and Dave during the 1978 first Van Halen tour. Ed actually played this for the tail end of the guitar of the tour in some shows, and then obviously it was in the photo shoot of VH2 for Van Halen 2. It had a different pickup in it. That was a Mighty Mite, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, Mighty Mite, and it wasn't hooked up.
Right. And it had this neck, this style neck with a black headstock and the Charvel logo, and I believe the back of the neck was also painted black, and Ed eventually sanded that off, and this particular neck was then placed on the Frankenstein for a period of time.
Right.
Right. Ed has been on record saying that he really, really loved this guitar, and he loved how it looked, but he had a hard time getting it to be exactly what he wanted. He was always messing around with it, switching necks, switching pickups, switching bridges. I believe there was a gold bridge on this guitar at one point, or a brass bridge, and then eventually ended up with a chrome Floyd.
The brass bridge was a Charvel original bridge.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. The neck. The last known neck that I remember this guitar having on it was a maple neck. It was in some of the Young Guitar magazines, and it actually had a Strat headstock on it with black electrical tape on it. And I'm pretty sure that was the configuration the guitar was in when it was ultimately buried with Dimebag. But again, one of the things about this guitar was it was played during the tail end of the VH1 tour. It was played during the VH1 tour. It was played live during the Van Halen 2 tour, and it was also taken on the road and played periodically in the Women and Children First tour. And after that, I don't think the guitar made live appearances.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Hey, do you hear me with a delay?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I got you.
What's? I don't know what that delay is.
No, you sound fine on my end.
Okay, it's delayed on my end.
Okay, yeah, you sound good on my end.
Okay,
okay, good. But this guitar is one of those guitars that definitely is one of the well-known Eddie guitars, and people see this. It's referred to as the bumblebee guitar. It's referred to as the white and yellow Charvel. Definitely a big name Eddie guitar. one of the first ones that the Stripe series, made a replica of. This was always something about this guitar was always special to me, and this is a great replica to have. Like I said, my buddy Jerry did an awesome job on it. Like I said, he kind of nailed some of the original nicks. There's a ding here that has been seen on Ed's original. There's some scuffage right in here, in this area here that Ed had. There's also where's some more here? Up here on the top horn, there's a little bit of relicking there. I didn't go overboard on this guitar. There probably was some more, but those were just 3 areas here, here, and here that I tried to replicate a little bit of wear just to make it accurate. But yeah, I mean, this guitar, it's a real hot DiMarzio Super Distortion. And I also, another interesting thing on this guitar, I remember Ed saying in an interview that the pickup, he wasn't satisfied because the pickup was very, very close to the bridge on this guitar. It was very close to the bridge, and it gave it kind of a little bit more brassy of a sound. And that's one thing about this guitar that's also accurate. It's very, very close to the bridge, whereas like the 5150 or some of the Kramers, it's close to the bridge, but it's actually moved up just a little bit more. Right. So that was one aspect of this guitar also that was very accurate. And again, the big thing about this guitar is the back cavity. Like I said, there was a tone knob in Ed's original guitar. It just wasn't exposed. It was buried inside. And that's something that, like I said, you can't tell because the cover plate's on. But that's something that this guitar does have. And like I said, I'm definitely happy to have this one. It's definitely a great guitar. It's a lot of fun to play.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've got a question about the pickup.
Yep.
Is it mounted on screws on the neck plate, or is it mounted in the body directly?
This one is mounted on screws on the neck plate.
Right. Okay.
And the reason that was done was because I recall when I got this guitar from our friend, he had said there was a period of time that Ed's actually was on springs, and then it went back and forth, to the body and things like that. Like I said, Ed never really cared for the sound of this guitar. He loved how it looked, and he liked everything about it, but he could never really get it to sound how he wanted. And I believe this guitar was one of the founding guitars, so to speak, along with Frankenstein, that was part of Ed's original concept of mount the pickups to the wood because you get that better sustain, that better tone. Everything's connected. I mean, the bridge is, sits flush on the body. Pickups mounted to the wood. I think this guitar was one of those guitars that started getting Ed in that mindset of everything has to be connected. So on this one, it was, like I said, there was a period of time that on this guitar on Ed's, that DiMarzio Super Distortion was on the springs before it ultimately probably ended up on the body. So this one actually is on the springs.
Okay.
Right now.
Okay. Cool. Mine is as well.
Is that?
I did the same thing with mine.
Yeah. Now, what is yours, Dave? Your B, is that a?
It's an EVH gear. It's an EVH gear B that I.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, Rob, do you have him on speaker?
What's that?
Somebody's too loud.
Well, I'm on my laptop.
For some reason, I'm on a delay. I don't understand.
No, I'm on my laptop just like I am all the other times. Nothing different from my end.
Okay, go ahead and say something.
Hello?
Okay, hang on. All right, hey. How do I unmute these guys? Whoops. I guess I have to talk now, huh? I think it might be Rob. I think it might be you. Oh man. Hang on. Anyway, let me just say, We got, as of right now, 6:45 p.m. California
5 p.m.
time.
California time.
There we go.
There
Okay,
we go.
it's you, Rob.
Okay, it's you, Rob.
Was that any better? How's
No.
that?
No.
It's worse.
It's worse.
There's a major
There's
delay.
a major delay.
Do you happen to have? Hang on. Do you happen to have like earbuds? Are you on a Mac? I can't hear you. Huh?
How about now? Is that better?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
What's going on here? It's weird.
Is your volume?
Is your volume
all the way up?
all the way up?
Now it's not.
Check.
Check.
Check. Test.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, but
Okay, but I'm.
I can't even talk. Why am I
Why am I
echoing?
echoing?
You sound good on my end, Johnny.
Do I?
Do I?
Yep. Hey, Dave, can you hear me? Okay, now for some reason Dave's muted on mine, which is weird.
Are you unmuted,
Are
Dave?
you unmuted, Dave?
Yeah, see, I see Dave, but I can't hear what he's saying.
I think Dave, you can unmute
Dave,
yourself.
unmute.
How about now?
I got you now, Dave.
I'm on a delay. I have a delay.
Who hears that?
Who hears that?
I do.
I do. Yeah, I don't hear the delay on Dave's end.
And
For
I
some
hear
reason.
you on a delay as well, Johnny.
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Hang
Okay. Delay now?
No delay.
No, it's Rob. It's on Rob's end. I think you have your microphone is too hot.
Well, ask him if can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, well, ask him if it's on
Hey,
his
Rob,
phone
do you know
as
sign
well.
language?
Ask him if his phone is on as well as his computer. Because if he has it going twice, that's where the delay is coming from.
No, it's not. I know exactly what it is. It's on the computer itself. It's the speaker for some reason, I think. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. Let me just say though, since now it's my time. Here I am. Hey everybody. Hey, we have people watching this. If you guys have questions, if you guys want to ask questions about Rob's guitar, about that particular guitar that he's holding up, the history of the original, the history of his, whatever, if you want to know about Rob, I think he's available, ladies. Go ahead, type them in the Facebook, wherever you're seeing this, ask whatever you want, and I'll get your questions and we can address them. Yeah. So I guess, we should figure this out. Unless, is it really, really bad?
It's bad because it isn't.
But
right
you hear
now.
it too.
Yeah, the way you hear it is the way I hear it.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I'm trying to unmute you. Check.
How about me?
No, you're fine. No,
Okay.
yeah, I know it's on Rob's end. I know. And I muted him. Let's see. Now he's looking. He's like, what's going on? He's like, oh, stupid AOL browser.
Crazy.
Internet Explorer. Oh, I should have been doing that during that. We can't hear you. That's so funny. There's another guy named Rob Johnson? There's like so many Rob Johnsons in this world. I'm trying to unmute you and I can't. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just muted you. Unmute yourself again.
How about that?
Yes.
That better? I don't understand this at all.
Do you hear
Do you hear
the echo, Rob?
the echo, Rob?
I can't. Like I said, everybody has sounded fine to me. That's what's weird.
I hear echo.
I'm not doing anything differently than I've done with any of the other chats we've done.
Turn your volume.
Turn your volume.
Bring your volume
Bring
down.
your volume down.
Your mic.
Your mic.
Or your speaker.
Your speaker.
Bring it down some more.
Bring it down some more.
Anymore, it's hard for me to hear you guys.
Check.
But
Check.
check.
No, it's still doing it.
Well, hang on.
Do you want to call me back? Maybe it's different. I could hang up. You can call me back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we could try it.
We could try it.
Okay, try that.
Okay. Let me call you
I'll
right
sign
back.
off here.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
It's fine now.
Check.
I'm fine.
Dave.
Yeah?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know.
Am I still echoing?
Yeah, because you're making it do that.
Well, I was throwing my voice the whole time. It was just a joke. No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm just kidding. Hey, I think Eric said something. Eric. That's so funny. There's another guy named Rob Johnson, and he posts like, well, I don't want to say nonstop because maybe he's going to see this eventually, but it's all the time. It's a different Rob Johnson.
Oh, okay.
And so I always have to make sure when I invite a Rob Johnson into these things that
it's the right one.
Rob Johnson.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Vinny says, "Hello, Johnny. How's it growing? How's it growing?" Eric,
Okay.
tuned in for a bit. Sounds like some production technical problems tonight. Yeah, well, we don't have a real studio, so
Yeah.
you know, this is what do you call this? This is like remember back in the 80s? You had to go to a studio where there's blue screen behind you.
Yep.
Remember that? I used to go and do that. You'd go down to your local Cablevision, whatever it is, cable center.
Yeah.
And like kids, like 12-year-old kids would have their own TV shows. And I wish I had the footage to this stuff. This was back when I was in was it high school?
Yeah.
Or junior high. One of those. I agreed to be on this kid's show. And I went down, I'm playing. It was, I wish I had the stuff. I was playing my Kramer guitar in front of a blue screen. You know, this is back when I was a teenager. You know, playing, and it's like all these effects behind me and stuff. It was insane.
Did you forget something?
Huh?
Did you forget something?
You mean to invite him back?
Yeah.
No. Rob, I'll get him back in here. It's just, Dan Kramer is inviting a lot of people to this. Thank you, Dan.
Oh, cool.
Thank you very much, Dan Kramer. Shout out, Dan Kramer. Isn't this a guitar that's buried with Dimebag? Yeah,
Yes.
it's a replica of the one that is. Yes, correctly. Scott, pickups can't pick up vibrations from wood. I don't think that Ed did that for that reason. Must have been something you guys were saying like 6 minutes ago. Cool.
Yes, I asked him if the pickup was mounted in the pickup ring or was it directly mounted to the body.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because I wasn't here. I was tucking in my chickens and feeding my cats.
Right.
I live on a farm. But hey, huge shout out. Do you guys listen to KFI? Huge shout out to Dan Kramer for inviting all these people to watch. Thank you very much, Dan.
Thanks,
you.
Dan.
Thank you. Yeah, let's get Rob back in here. Yeah, Rob, it's I know exactly what's going on. It's his speakers. And he's not echoing, but we are. Right? You heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had the same problem before. Well, not myself, but I've been in Hangouts where it's been like this. Let's get Rob back in here. Rob. Should invite the other Rob Johnson too. We should invite all the different Rob Johnsons into one show. Have like a strict Rob Johnson hangout. Like Rob, meet Rob. Oh, hi, Rob. Oh, how are you?
Will the real Rob Johnson please stand up?
Are there any other David Nesdalls?
No.
I mean, that's such a weird name, Dave, you know. When I was a kid, thank you very much. When I was a kid, you know, you had the phone book. I used to look up John Beans, and I would call them up and say, "Is this Johnny Bean?" They'd be like, "Yes." And I'd be like, "Well, that's a weird name." And I'd hang up. I'm such a mean kid, you know. But now I'm the Johnny Bean of the internet. So what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
All the rest of the Johnny Beans in the world are waiting for me to die so they can take my domain away. Rob.
So messed up.
Oh, it's true. Believe me. Rob, I sent you a thing back. Jump in. Cool, cool. Well, hey, yeah. Yeah, well, thanks for watching this. Thanks for watching this, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And
here he is.
This is live. Rob.
Been sitting here watching you guys go back and forth. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Hey, there's no delay.
Well,
it's all good.
there is, but
Really?
it's quieter now.
Okay.
I don't hear it.
It's quieter now. Well, dude, you got to do this stuff, man.
No, I don't.
That's
Check.
cool.
Check.
By the way, I just want to say there are a lot of Rob Johnsons out there. This is the best one. And I don't know many
That's
Dave.
the toughest one, most sexy one, huh?
And John, I think that's great what you were doing, calling up the Johnny Beans, going, "Hey, is this Johnny Bean? That's a weird name." They are all waiting to take your domain as soon as you die.
Believe me, I know it. Dude, I was on the phone with my my domain provider the other day because I was having a problem with my email, and we realized. He's like, "Oh, you've been with us for 16 years. Thank you very much." And I'm thinking to myself, well, not for much longer, Father Mucker. You know, if you keep messing with my emails. But for 16 years I've had this domain, and yeah, there are. I was the first Johnny Bean, I think, online, and now more and more of them are popping up, and I do see them, or they actually. Well, I don't mean like that. Come on.
No.
I do get messages from people saying, "Oh, you got my name. Cool, man. You're awesome."
Yeah.
You know? I do hear that, stuff all the time, and it's yeah.
Hey,
Whatever.
can I speak to Johnny's Bean?
I don't know.
Hey, did you just say Mother Bucker a minute ago? Were we just talking about that the other night with Wonder Bars and everything?
Well, I said Father Mucker, but yeah, the Mother Bucker. That's a cool thing, man.
It's right up there with the Wonder Bar.
What was that? What the Mother Bucker? Wasn't that
It's a pickup, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was the company though? Mighty Mike.
I think it's a DiMarzio. No.
I thought it was Schaller. Maybe it was DiMarzio. Maybe you're right, Dave.
Yeah, I thought it was.
It was one of the three.
Who knows?
Whatever it is. But anyway, so we are live right now. If you're watching this at 2 till whatever the hour is where you live on February 18th, 2016, we are actually sitting here. So if you have any questions for these two dudes, if you have any questions for me, if you're wondering, hey man, what the hell's this thing over here? If you're where is it? If you're wondering what that is, you can ask because it's actually there.
Sorry. We're really sorry for all the stupid humor.
Technical difficulties?
That's correct. That's right.
Oh no, that's what makes it fun, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not robots. But hey, yeah. So what? So you were talking about that yellow and black.
Yeah, I mean, basically that was pretty much it on that one. That was one of the main Ed guitars that seems to draw a lot of attention these days, and there's a lot of speculation, I think, on when he played it, what Ed thought of it, and the funny thing I always thought of all these years was Ed always said he loved how the guitar looked, but he never really cared for how it played and how it sounded, and he messed with it with different parts and things of that nature. But what's ironic is as much as he might not have really cared for how the guitar sounded and how it played or whatever, he kept it for a long time, and it was definitely one of his main, iconic guitars that graced his name, no doubt. And like I said, we all know that's the guitar that's buried with Dimebag now, but it's definitely one of the more sought after guitars as far as the replica series are concerned, and definitely a big guitar that a lot of people try to replicate, like us. But it's definitely one of my favorite guitars, and there's definitely a lot of history behind that guitar, I think, too. And that was also one of the guitars that was right around that time frame, late 70s, 79, 1980, when people started copying those guitars. different companies were making Eddie-like striped guitars, and that was really, kind of bugging Ed, so to speak, and he was having a big problem with that, and he, had a lot of those, cease and desist orders put on those companies. But yeah, that was one of the guitars that people really started copying. And then, like you said, then the black and white Frankie right after this guitar was painted red, because Ed was always trying to turn the corner on people. He was always trying to make something different, trying to always keep up, with something new. So this guitar definitely has a lot of history behind it, and
I mean, that's something a lot of people don't really get, is that he was and still is always changing his gear around.
Yeah.
I mean, people love that yellow guitar. They love the Frankie is probably the most well-known.
This one here.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't say that particular guitar, though. I'd say in general, as far as just the general public, he's known for the red, black, and white colors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily that guitar. It's whatever guitar he's playing that are those colors. The Kramer 5150, any Kramer, that were those colors, whatever. But what a lot of people don't know or understand or get is that he has always changed his gear around to get to the next best thing.
Right.
He'll tear, a pickup out of this guitar, slap it in there like, he's different. Now it's a different guitar now. And then people like you guys will be like, I got to make a new one, and the next thing you know, next tour, different guitar. It's like, he's got something different again. He's still doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, because for him, all that stuff, they're just tools.
Well, you're right, John. You bring up a really, really important point. I mean, who would have thought that, 5-6 years ago that Eddie would have been playing an ebony neck? It was always a maple board neck, always, all these years. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, and the latter stage of his life, Matt hands him a Wolfgang Stealth with an ebony neck on it, and he just falls in love with it. And now he plays guitars, Wolfgang guitars with ebony necks on them. And, that's just something you never saw. He's constantly changing. He's constantly tweaking things. He's constantly making adjustments. He's always, just tinkering. And that's one of the things about that guy that I think has been so fascinating to me all these years. He's like a true artist, like a true master of his craft. He's never satisfied with his sound, his gear, I mean, the guy's written so many riffs over the years. I mean, how long, when he goes on tour, for him to remember how to play a song is, he probably doesn't even, he never knew the lyrics to any of the songs, but, he just doesn't, like he's always said, he doesn't sit around and play his music over. He's always looking for something new. He's always writing. He's always experimenting, looking for new tones, and that's something about that man that has always intrigued me. We're always, as the fans, as the guitar, aficionados, so to speak, we're always following in Eddie's footsteps. We're always, 2 or 3 paces behind him, trying to, figure out what he was doing the last time and coming up with ways to, to duplicate what he's done and the guitars he's had, which is what kind of makes us tick. That's fun for us. That's a hobby. That's what we enjoy. For Ed, it's nothing more than, I believe, his way of, expressing himself, which has always been kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, all those guitars that he's played over the years, they're all, what's the word I'm looking for? Evolutions? Does that make sense? They're all different. Yeah. It's always the next stage, the next step. It's always he's always on to the next best thing. And in the studio, he's used so many different guitars. It's like he doesn't use that one guitar in the studio and live nonstop. No, in the studio, he probably uses everything but the guitar that you see him playing live.
Yeah.
Because in the studio, he's got all these different sounds, all these different tones. And then he gets, a guitar that he likes, that's comfortable for on stage, and pretty much tries to stick to that one guitar. Because, when you play live, it's difficult when you're changing guitar, you get used to one thing, and when you have to switch to something else, it's a different,
It's a different animal. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, he's always changing, always evolving into the next thing, and not just music, not just musically though, just as a person as well. He's actually an inventor, which a lot of people don't know. He creates a lot of his own things. Things he uses, tools. I mean, he really he really knows what he likes, and he goes for whatever it is, and he tries to get, however to achieve whatever it is he's trying to do, whether it be musically or just in his own garage with, his own car or whatever. He goes and finds, the stuff he needs, and there you go. Alan Garber, are you talking to us? Let me jump in here. Oh, hey, and also Dan Kramer. We got some questions. Johnny, have you done radio before? You are funny and witty. Well, thanks, man. No, I've never done radio. Well, I've never been like a radio host or anything, but I've been on the radio. Actually, when I was a kid. I'll post that. I'll send that to you. When I was a kid, I played guitar on the radio. Johnny, you don't have your guitar. Can you play Where Have All the Good Times Gone? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, my guitars are just sitting right there. But yeah, when we do these hangouts, Dan, it's kind of like I'm kind of more of like a host, I guess, or whatever. Like I invite people in and I let them talk about whatever they want to talk about, and they can show off their guitars and play or whatever. But I do enough guitar playing in real life. But I do a lot of like videos, like guitar lesson videos and stuff too. Will you guys be jamming sometime soon? Dan says. Yeah. Do you guys want to jam?
We could always do it.
I don't. Well, the thing is with this system we have, with the Google Plus, I don't know. If you guys can really hear each other?
Yeah, my guitar sounds like crap on this thing. But...
Well, it's kind of too late. It's too late to actually play here. I don't want to wake people upstairs up. So.
Yeah. But we should set up some sort of like a jam or do like some sort of video where we're actually playing together.
Yeah.
And that can be done. I can hook that up.
Okay.
So we should do that like in a future thing. And Dan, cool man. He's sharing this with all his peeps. Thank you very much, Dan Kramer. Thank you. Vinny Adam Romano. Hello, Dan. He's talking to Dan. Hey, by the way, Vinny, awesome guitar, dude. Your Kramer guitar that you just got, very, very cool, man. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah, awesome, Vinny.
That's the one guitar that dude's wanted, and now he has one. So,
yeah,
very, very, very happy for him. Okay, Alan Garber. Here's a question for Dave or Rob.
Okay.
Maybe you guys can both chime in. Regarding the wood on the 5150 being poplar, according to Unkert, does poplar exhibit the kind of swirly grain pattern that we see in the No Bozos and Wolfie pics of the 5150 guitar?
Yeah, absolutely, because mine does. I have those same swirly patterns on my guitar, and it's poplar.
Yeah, mine does too. You can almost see the grain.
And it's in the same area. It's not this guitar, of course, but right here. Yeah, it's right in this area here.
Yeah. Very swirly and grainy and
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Well, awesome question, Alan.
Yeah, actually it's a great question.
Yeah.
Very good question.
Come back, Alan. We had Alan in one of these things one time. That was a lot of fun. That was like one of those like marathon 8-hour hangouts, wasn't it?
Oh, that was a long time. I remember that. At like 17 people.
That was fun. Yeah, come back soon, man, Alan. Definitely. Joe, are you talking to us? Oh, you're talking to me, I think. Joe, question, Johnny Bean. Oh, sorry. Okay, Joe says his brother has an EVH special, the Japanese version. Whenever he uses the whammy bar and releases it, it seems out of tune. Joe has USA EVH Wolfgang. It does not have a problem. Is it the difference between the aluminum versus brass block?
No, it
No.
doesn't.
Is there a suggestion to fix this problem, or is it just how it is on the special?
The setup
It's-
problem.
It's not just the setup. It's the fact that the special has a Korean-made Floyd Rose on it, and the USA guitar has a German-made Floyd Rose on it.
Yeah,
Although it looks exactly the same, it's two different pieces of metal, and the one made in Korea is a softer metal, and it's not as tight. It's just not going to stay in tune as the same way. It's unfortunate. I know Eddie Van Halen used them live, but he uses them for one song, and then he gives it to his tech to retune. And if you really listen to the song he uses them on, in the middle of the song, the guitar's out of tune.
Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Dave. 100% right. One of the things that, because I've owned both of those kind of guitars, and not only just with those, but other guitars that I've had have had the same problem. My, believe it or not, my Stripe Series EVH Circles guitar had that problem. I'd tune it up, and I'd play a chord, and I'd hit the bar, and it would be out of tune. And one of the things that I couldn't figure it out, no matter what I did. I looked at the bridge. I mean, the bridge was sitting flush on the body. Everything seemed fine. I brought it to my guitar tech, and who's been working on my stuff for years and years and years. And one of the things that he found on the guitar, and he was able to fix it, could be a couple of different things. A, your nut could be loose, and when you hit the bar, it's shifting around, so you want to make sure that the screws in the back or underneath, if it's a top mount, you want to make sure that nut is secure.
Mhm.
The other thing that it could be is your posts here. These two posts the Floyd rotates on could be sticking. In other words, the bridge could be sticking on that, and there's just some tiny little tweaking things that you might want to pay attention to. It could be something. It's probably like Dave said. There's definitely differences in the Floyds, from a quality standpoint. The tolerances of the metal are definitely different. However, all that being said, there's probably a 90% chance that guitar will be fine with the right little modifications. You could probably make it work. But I agree with Dave 100%. It's you're talking about two different levels of quality, so to speak, in a sense.
Because I mean, a lot of people they don't think about the nut loosening in the back.
Yeah.
And that happens over time, believe it or not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And also with a lot of Floyds with the posts, especially if you have like the original ones, the ones that screw into the wood, and not the modern ones, but the old, like the ones that I like, those actually can move over time.
Yeah, it's like
move forward.
They're actually screws. Yeah, they're screws, wood screws.
There you go. Those, the wood ones, yeah, those can eventually move forward, and I think there was evidence of that on the actual 5150 as well.
Yeah. One of the things, actually, you're right, Johnny. One of the things Ed used to have problems with is when they used to route those bodies, the early Kramers. And Dave, you could probably speak on this. I'm sure Paul Unker would have a ton of information. Not on this particular model, but definitely on the Frankenstein models, where it was a top-loaded guitar
Like this.
Right here, where the post was, around where the bridge was, where the route was. Sometimes the wood would split, and that post, it doesn't take much. That little screw, it doesn't take much at all for that pivot screw to move, and your guitar's out of tune.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why it actually cracked over there is because the pickup route itself was so wide and so big that it was so close to the hole for the post.
Right.
And there's not that much wood between the pickup route and the post hole, so any movement could crack it at any second.
Yeah. I actually have one of my guitars. It's not an Eddie Van Halen well, I mean it's a Van Halen style guitar. It's a wood finished body, with a pickup, pick guard, actually cracked same exact spot when I was drilling the holes, and you put a little glue in there and you can usually make it work, but that definitely is something that there's actually a picture, Dave, of one of Ed's guitars, one of the, I think it was the Frankenstein that had the black Floyd on it. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it had the crack right there in that same spot.
Sure.
Yep. I forget the name of that guitar. It was there was a name for that particular one, hard rock, or it was in an old guitar magazine, heavy metal. It was in a heavy metal guitar strings ad.
Oh, yeah.
You know
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, yes.
And it had a quarter behind the bridge like Ed's Frankenstein, but it was flipped upside down. Yeah, that was another Eddie Frankenstein.
I've got a photo of that. Let me grab it real quick.
Yeah.
I know the guitar you're talking about. Yeah, that guitar is it's in the hard rock, isn't it? Or
yeah, I think so. It's got a black void on it.
Either that or somebody owns it. Let me grab it. It's this one. Here's another. Is this the same one? It was on the cover of the Quick Licks DVD.
Let's take a look at it again, Johnny, because I can't see it.
Is that the same one? Is this the same?
No,
That's a different one.
Let me show you the one I have a picture of it too.
You're
Johnny.
talking about the strings. The
yeah,
guitar strings.
It's called heavy metal.
Yeah, it was like an 80s. It was like a 1984, 85.
Yeah, I have the
Okay.
picture. I just gotta find it.
I know what you're talking about too. I used to have those magazines, and I would see that ad.
Me too. I know.
I remember that. Let me see. Let's see who can find it first. Hurry.
Hurry.
We're all on our phones.
Well, I have the photo on my computer, but I can't show it on the computer.
Okay.
We're so pathetic, aren't we?
No, not actually.
Anybody tuning in right now, it looks like we're all just like normal life, like just like texting, ignoring each other.
We're trying. It's a race. It's a mad race to see who can find the photo first.
I'm gonna let you guys take that over.
Oh, I just found the picture, Dave, of the 5150 that the gentleman was talking about a few minutes ago with the swirly stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Boy, it's coming. Driving me nuts. And if I wasn't looking for it, it would be right here. Okay, here's a picture, though, I will show you, of a guitar. You can see the arrow right there. See where that crack is?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yep. Now, what guitar is that? I know what guitar that is, I think.
I don't know. It's the only picture I got.
That's the '82 Kramer that recently got sold for $65,000. The one that was owned by the guy in California.
Okay.
It's the sister guitar to the Music Zoo Vitas Garolitis guitar.
Okay, I was going to ask you if that was that one, but it's not.
It's not. It's not that one.
Well, hey, if anybody watching this, if you know the photo we're talking about, if you have it,
send it to us.
Go ahead
at P.O. Box 5150.
Post it wherever. Post it on Facebook underneath this video, wherever you're watching. Post the photo. Yeah, I have the photo on my computer. Actually, I had the magazine. I actually probably have the magazine sitting right here that has it. Hang on.
You're insane.
Wow.
I want to find it before you.
The fact that you have it, the fact that you know what magazine it's in is crazy.
Well,
I know, isn't it? It is.
Johnny wins. He just wins. That's it. He's the winner.
He's the winner.
The biggest Van Halen freak on the planet. Bigger than me, bigger than you, bigger than Scott Smith.
Oh. I found the Wonder Bar ad. Does that count? Oh, and I found a different ad. They're called heavy metal guitar strings.
Yes.
I found another ad for it, but it's not that particular ad. So that
Yeah,
probably won't be in here because
that's what I said before. It's heavy metal guitar strings. Driving me nuts now.
I have it on my computer. I know.
I'm gonna find it now because I'm on a mission.
Well, somebody better say something because we don't want people falling asleep.
No, no one should fall asleep.
Oh,
People are
Dave-
going to think this is like.
Dave, you want to talk about your Frankenstrat or?
Sure. I mean, well, I've spoken about it before, but basically, this guitar it's an exact or as exact as you can get replica of Eddie's guitar. Everything it's very much like the 300 Chip Ellis Fender replicas. The only difference really is I think the color red that I have here on mine is the same color as Ed's, and I have the Crown Godo tuners on mine.
Yeah.
I also have a prototype Floyd nut, vintage prototype Floyd nut on mine.
Nice.
Other than that, it's pretty much the same. I have a prototype EVH Frankenstein pickup that's aged. It's not signed because it's one of the prototypes that was before the actual pickup that Eddie signed 500 of.
Right.
I have a reissue Floyd Rose that I relicked. Actually, it's a Floyd Rose original, but it has the old style arm on it. Which, by the way, Johnny, I don't know if I told you I ordered the arms. Maybe I did tell you. I can't remember. But
Well, I mean, you had that 136-degree fever,
Oh yeah, you're right. It's 172,000-degree fever.
You told me, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So you got me what?
I got you 2 bars. Yeah.
Awesome.
Two.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll be sending them to you. They'll be coming here first. But this has the correct reflectors on it. I don't know if you can see that, but it has the correct reflectors.
Yep. Right patterns. Yep.
Yep, the right patterns. I don't if you can see.
Found the picture, by the way.
In this area here, we
Well, you were just texting?
we sprayed white
There it
paint
is.
over that to make that look pinkish like it is on Ed's guitar. So we fanned white paint in there. It was kind of hard to do, but that's pretty much it to this guitar. It's other than that, it's your regular run-of-the-mill Frankenstein.
It's an awesome replica.
Thank you very much. It
Awesome.
sounds great.
Hey, real quick, here's that picture I was talking about. The heavy metal guitar strings. That's the guitar with a Black Floyd on it.
Yes. That's the one with the blue headstock, isn't it?
Yes. Actually, I believe
that's the blue headstock one. It's the guitar is signed, but they kind of smudged it out in that.
Yeah, you're right. That guitar is absolutely signed. Yeah, and
I told you I knew what it was.
Who owns that guitar?
Well, don't
the
say.
guy that owns that
it.
guitar owns a lot of Eddie guitars, doesn't he?
No.
I thought he did. I thought I saw a photo in one of his rooms.
Dude, I said no.
Okay.
Are you watching me? Yeah, yes, you're right. He does. Don't say who it is, but yes.
I don't know who it is.
I know who it is.
All right. Well, then
I'm not
you
gonna,
don't say who it is.
I'm not going to say who it is.
You don't say who it is. No, I just know because I've seen photos of him with a lot of the Charvel Art Series guitars that he won an auction and a couple of Kramers, and that's one of them.
Yep. Let's show you guys my Frankenstrat since I got it right here.
Oh, yeah, yours is cool. I like yours.
Yeah, this one is a, oh boy. This is a Musicraft body and a Musicraft neck, and I've had this one for, oh boy, probably 7 or 8 years. Again, one of many that I've owned. This one's probably the most accurate paint job. It's got the relicing and everything. It's got the worn-in, rusty jack plate, and the pickup mess and everything is all the way it should be. This particular guitar has I have the jump neck on it, the Kramer beak neck. Again, Musicraft.
I'm jealous. I love that guitar.
Yeah, it's a good guitar. The back also, like you said, Dave, on mine has the proper reflectors on it and with the right patterns on them. I tried to get the pink area that you did as well on this one, but I wasn't as effective as you were. But I was able to get the blue paint and all that stuff on it. Yeah, this guitar is a great guitar. It's like a freaking tank. It's heavy as hell.
Yeah, mine too. They're about a little over 9 pounds.
Yep, it's got the right neck plate, the right serial number with the scratches on it and everything. But yeah, this is probably like my 5150, one of my favorite ones, and I love this neck. Absolutely love this neck.
Yeah.
But
so, do you know how the blue paint got on the guitar? Do you know that story?
I've heard rumors, but I'm not going to speculate. Dave, could you enlighten me a little bit on that?
Well, that's the first guitar that had the tray table on it that Eddie did when he did his guitar solo. He had it up like a piano and did the tray table solo, and that was painted blue, and he didn't let it dry before he put it on the guitar, and that's where the blue paint came from.
Okay, I never knew that. I thought it was just sitting around in the shop and he was painting something and whatever. I never knew that. This would have been what, 84 era? Before the 5150?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, real quick, Dan Kramer. Johnny, this is so cool. Thank you, man. Do you and the guys plan these events? Meaning these live videos? If so, can you post them a few days ahead using the group sites? P.S. I'm living in Florida these days, so we are 3 hours ahead of you in California. Is it possible for you to start earlier for us East Coast people? Well, I mean, the problem, it's not my problem, is those two guys. Those two guys are on the East Coast, so I leave all this up to them when they want to do this, because for me, it's like 3 in the afternoon here right now,
See, I'm just so popular, and I have so much going on in my life, and I'm always meeting people, and shaking hands and kissing babies and all that. I mean, I don't even get home till 10 at night. I'm joking.
And me, I'm independently wealthy, so I don't care. I'm home all day. I play my guitars and with my animals, my dog, my cats.
Oh, by the way, my dog Grogan says hi. Grogan's with me tonight. He's with his dad. Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, Grogan.
Awesome. Hey, Grogan.
Hi.
Good boy.
Hi.
My dog is snoring to beat the band right next to me. She's absolutely out like a light.
Brandy.
Yep. Brandy's out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and my dog, he's
Howie's must be taking a nap.
He's chilling out. He's chilling. Yeah, he had his dinner. We went for our walk right before I called you guys up. So Dan, so those two guys, they're on the East Coast. So I kind of leave it up to them when they want to do this stuff, because I'm 3 hours earlier. But sure, yeah, we tend to do these things, these hangouts pretty regularly.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're a lot of fun to do, a lot of fun to talk about stuff. So we've been doing them a lot recently. I mean,
Honestly,
the last couple of days.
Yeah.
We haven't. I've been recording guitar tracks for a friend's movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's what I've been doing. But and like different. I'm involved in a bunch of different musical projects, and so I'm always. You don't see me holding a guitar on this, but I guarantee you, after we're done with this, I'll be playing a guitar the rest of the night. But yeah, what you can do, Dan, is if you want to jump into one of these, if you want to join us, if you want to watch this stuff, you can subscribe to our YouTube channels, subscribe to our feeds, if you will, whatever it is, and we can let you know before we do them. I mean, generally it's we don't do them every day, but I usually put out a post on the different pages like few hours ahead of time or whatever. But as far as them doing earlier than we did, live, I mean, I leave it up to these guys here. But once we're recording this, like me yapping right now, this will be recorded forever. So if you want to go back and rewind me doing like I just did it, you can. I was saying it'll always be there. These videos, they'll always be live. I mean, not live. They'll always be on the internets.
On the interwebs.
On the interwebs, yes, yes. And yeah, they're fun. I mean, I have a lot of fun doing these. I mean, it's great. To get to talk to people and we have a lot of different people in these things. Who else? Vinny, who's watching. Hey, Vinny. Dave and I, we've talked to Vinny. Many times. Rob Johnson and I, we go back many, many years, and it's great to finally to be talking to you on these things now, because I know you're like, let me call you, and we talk, and then like a year or two will go by, and then you'll be like, hey, can I call you, like out of nowhere, and so that's how it's been the past several years.
I was in Chicago back like 2.5 months ago. And just out of the blue, I mean, Johnny and I were talking on Facebook, and I called him. I'm like, hey, can I give you a call? He's like, yeah. It's like, we haven't talked in like 2 years, for crying out loud,
That was the same thing with me. I saw his videos. I was watching all of his videos.
Me too.
And I was like, well, let's see if I can contact this guy, and right away he answered me back. We became the best of friends really fast, and it's great. And I've never seen him. He's never breathed on me.
Yeah.
We've never looked at each other in the eyes.
That's going to change, Dave, because we're going out to California to see him here pretty soon.
You just tell me when. And I'll get a dog sitter.
That sentence, those words in that one sentence were a little strange. But no, I know exactly what you're saying, though, man. Dave Nesdahl. Yeah, that's right. He contacted me because I've been making videos on YouTube for many years, doing these lessons, Van Halen lessons, Van Halen, blah blah blah, whatever. And I get a message from Dave Nesdahl one day, and he's like, "Hey, can I call you? What's your phone number? Let me call. Here's your number. Here's my number. Let me call you. Let's talk." And so we had a great conversation one day, and that was what, 2.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Something. And we talk almost every day. And not just about guitars or Van Halen, we talk about we become actual friends, and we talk about real life, issues.
Yeah. Well, Dave, I mean, you and I were on the phone a couple of weeks ago talking about, my interesting chain of events over the last year, and
yeah. We've all gone through it, and I don't want to get into that on this, but it's I understand, and it's
great
all
to
good,
be,
and it's
great to
going
have
to be
that friendship.
Yeah,
great to have that friendship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's amazing, just the technology to be able to do like a live video chat.
Yeah.
In person like this. I mean, these two guys. I'm in California. Dave is in New York. Rob, you're in
Massachusetts.
Total different ends of the country, even the world. A lot of times, I talk to people in these hangouts. Go to my channel. Go back a year. You'll see Dave and I. Remember we were talking to that guy in where was he? Ireland.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? He woke up. Remember he's
That's
like
right.
He's like, I got up like at 5 in the morning just so I could talk to you guys on video. We ended up doing like a 6-hour hangout with that guy, and we were helping him with his guitars. Remember you were telling him about how to do was detuna or something, like all these different.
That's right. I do remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's these things are fun. I mean, they're a lot of fun to do. And yeah, so we have another question. Jeremy.
Hef.
Hef. Where are you, Hef? Do you want to jump in here, Hef?
Where are you, Hef?
Hef,
Just don't ask too many questions, Hef.
Oh, he wants to know where is the live chat you guys just did on FB about the Frankenstrat?
Oh, we didn't just do it. We've done it before, though.
I don't know. Where are you, Jeremy? Are you watching this, or are you just messaging me? I don't know. I get messaged. Ugh. Non-stop, but it's great. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them, and I send out. Where is it? I send out guitar picks to people and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, tell a story on how where'd you send that guitar pick? You had the postage on it was way worth more than.
It's like $20 to send a pic. You know?
Yeah.
Are you talking about that guy in India?
Yeah, that's the one.
A guy from India calls me. Right. I have my phone. I've got a real phone number, but I also have another phone number which goes to this, which I have public, that anybody can look up. Go to my pages, you'll see it. And this dude calls me up one time. This is recent. This is somewhat recent. And he's like, Johnny. He's like, Johnny, I watch your videos. I want a guitar pick. I learn, all this stuff from you. Blah 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 blah. Can you send me a pick? I'm in India. Whatever. And so I didn't call him back, but I messaged him back and said, yeah, sure, whatever, But it's not just that. I mean, it's been several. There's been people all over the world. But hey, Rick has a question. How do you pronounce your name? Shick? Shick? Is that right?
Chic.
See, I don't like saying people's last names because I feel like I can never get them right. So I always mess them up. But Rick, hey guys, love watching these shows. One, are you still going to show how to convert the modern Floyd collars to the old style screw and bars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell him yes. I'm sure he'll hear it.
We can actually do that very, very soon because he's getting some of those in the mail.
Yes, that's why I got them in the mail so we can do this.
Okay. And he was gonna. I was gonna get a couple of them because I have a couple Floyds which I want to convert them to the old style because those are the ones that I love. Cool. So we'll do that. And does anyone know where I can get the gold-colored nut clamp Allen bolts that Rob has on his purple Rockinger Kramer replica?
You can order them from Floyd Rose. They're in New Jersey. Go online and you can probably order them online from Floyd Rose themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Awesome.
Or fu-tone.com.
Yeah,
order from Adam Reaver as well.
Talk to Adam.
Yeah, Adam's awesome. I was gonna say Autumn's.
Adam's Apple.
What was I gonna say?
Autumn's Apple.
He's super cool. I ran into him at NAMM and we were talking backstage in like the Fender dining area, and then he introduced me to Scott Smith, and very, very, very cool. Very, very cool dude. Jim. I don't know if I want to try pronouncing your name, man.
Spell it. I'll pronounce it.
Stanislawski. There you go.
Stanislawski? Do it again?
Oh, I messed up the spelling. Well, Jim, I have an EVH 5053 50-watt half stack. Do you think that the clean channel 1 is way too quiet in comparison to channel 2?
Turn it up.
Do you think channel 1 is too quiet in comparison to channel 2?
Yes, it is, and it's that way on purpose because you're not going to get your clean sound is never going to be as loud as your dirty sound. It's just that's just the way it is. So you can.
Well, it's clean. Clean is always quieter.
Yeah, you can you can turn it up as far as you can to just before it breaks up. And when it does break up, then you turn down your guitar volume just a tiny bit, and you'll get the loudest bit of clean you can get. So what I would do is turn it up to where it breaks up just a little bit, and then clean it up by using your volume knob on your guitar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Rick also says, "Cool, thanks guys." And my last name is like the razor. So
Chic.
Rick. So I'm trying to make a joke, but what are those other razors called?
Gillette?
Yeah. So it's like Rick Gillette? Rick Chic. Awesome,
Yeah.
man. Awesome. So it rhymes with my first name. Rick Chic. Or is it
Okay.
Reek? Is it Reek Chic?
No, Rick
Is your name
Schick.
Reek?
Rick Schick.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, and thanks for the question, Rick. Yeah, thanks for watching this. Thank you very much, man. Very, very cool. I'm gonna have a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. And Jeremy, where are you? Oh, he sent me a message. Hef, he's another guy. He's another regular that joins in from time to time. And oh, Shane T. Neal.
Oh,
What's
cool.
up?
How you
What's
doing,
up?
Shane?
Watching you guys. Hey, Shane. Do you want to jump in here, dude? Shane? Hey, do you want to jump in? Although I don't know how much longer you guys have, because for you guys, you guys are on the East Coast. For me, it's 20 to 8. I'm just getting this party
Yeah, but
started.
I don't have a day job, so it's all good. I can be up until whenever.
I got about
Rob,
I got about 10
he's got, it's a school night for him.
yeah. I got to be up in 8 hours, so 6
Shane.
hours, 7 hours, whatever.
Okay, wait. Shane wants to jump in real quick.
Yeah, send him in.
Oh,
I
Shane.
love that dog. I'll trade you my guitar for that dog.
Grogan.
Shane, can you message me what your username was again? Oh, Rob. So you love like Van Damme?
Oh yeah.
Van Damme?
Been doing martial arts for 27 years, and as you can tell, this is my bedroom. So, double impact, Lionheart, kickboxer, blood sport, death war. Oh, by the way, Darth Vader's in the corner over here, and the stormtrooper's right over here. Where is he?
There he
There he
is.
is.
There he is. Yeah.
I'll
Did
tell
you
you
have-
something.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you something kind of cool, kind of neat.
The ultimate man cave.
Do you like what's the other guy?
Chuck Norris.
The guy that he acts like he's Indian, Native American.
Steven Seagal.
Steven
Seagal.
Seagal.
Do you like Seagal?
Oh yeah, been
You
a
like
fan
him?
for a long time.
My dad actually was in a meeting with him one time. He was actually okay, Shane. Let me see if I can.
I actually trained with Steven Seagal back 8 years ago at an Aikido Jiu-Jitsu seminar, and the only thing I'll say is the guy's definitely the real deal.
And
No
can I
doubt.
tell you? Did you guys know that he has one of the biggest and best vintage guitar collection on the planet?
Yes, he does. He's also a big gun guy too. Yeah, he's a big guitar and a gun guy, and he's got some awesome guitars. He's a big blues guy.
He's got 59 Les Pauls. He's got all the original 50s Strats. He's got a Carina Flying V from '58. He's got everything. He's got everything that you would want.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of artists guitars, like original guitars from different artists as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big guitar guy, no doubt. I've heard that. Yep.
Cool. Sorry, I'm trying to find Shane real quick. Yeah, what I was gonna say though, yeah, my dad was in a meeting with him one time, and I guess he went over to either his house or his office or whatever, and he was sitting in like a chair that was like all the way up off the ground. Do you know about this, Rob?
No. I'm just listening to your story.
It was like a huge like he was like a king or something. He was like all the way up, like way up in the air on the chair.
Up on a pedestal. Yeah.
He was on a pedestal.
Yes. Bow to me. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was that's
That's
crazy.
cool.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find you, Shane. I'm trying. I know we did a hangout with you somewhat recently. Uh, oh, I got you. I got you. How do I add you to this?
Did you catch my cold, Rob?
Yeah, well, I've been sick for the last 3 weeks, but I've been kind of just managing it, and I just can't seem to get rid of it. So it kind of reared its ugly head again today, and I'm kind of just struggling with it a little bit.
Don't you dare kiss me on the mouth.
Oh, I'm coming through this computer, Dave, to give you a big sloppy kiss on your head. Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, Shane. I just sent you an invite. You can jump in. But hey, again, remember, please don't have like a television or a radio or anything on in the background. So I just sent Shane an invite if he wants to jump in.
Where's
Awesome.
Where's Howie? Huh?
Yeah.
I said awesome. I didn't say where's Howie.
Hey, I got one question for you, Johnny. What is that thing behind you? I see it all in your videos. That little black box on the table behind you, next to your. Is that a toaster oven?
The little black box?
Yeah.
That's Les Paul's black box, man.
Yeah.
I wish, man. No, it's a toaster oven.
Okay.
That's
I thought
exactly
it
what
was.
it is. Yeah,
Wow.
because yeah, like what I was saying earlier about how we don't have like a real studio or anything. I live in like a one-room house, right? So you're looking at me. I'm looking at my I've got my desk, my guitars, my computer. That's like my front door.
Yeah.
I've opened up that door before. Hey, Shane.
Shane,
Hey,
what's
what's
happening?
Hey,
Not
Shane.
much. What's up, guys?
Great. How are you doing?
All right. Just got home from work.
What's that behind you?
Harley Davidson.
Yeah, I got a couple of things back here. Got a
This is
bike.
Cribs edition.
And since you guys are showing off your dogs, I'll show off mine. Hang on, let me flip this thing around.
Nice hat, too.
Thanks.
It's Guinness time.
As you can see. Yeah, I'm trying to get things coordinated here. Oh, my camera went off. Here we go.
Yes, I see a big green S.
Am I on there now?
You're on.
You play a Wolfgang guitar, don't you?
Oh, okay. Let's see. So here we go. Here's the Cribs. Here's my boy.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Is that German Shepherd?
He's husky mixed with collie. A little Malamute
Beautiful.
in there.
Beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog.
Absolutely. What's his name, Shane?
Axel.
Axel. Cool.
Very good dog.
Yeah, definitely. I see some Wolfgang boxes in the background.
Yeah, there's some Wolfgang boxes up there.
Dave, your phone, when it goes text, that is the coolest thing. What is that noise? What is that? I hear it all the time, and I love it.
It's called Robot.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It's called Robot. And if you have an iPhone, you have it on your phone.
Okay. That's what it's called, Robot?
Yep.
Okay, I gotta find that. That's the coolest thing. It's right in settings?
Yeah.
Sounds. Okay, hold on.
Oh, okay, there we go. I figured out how to flip the camera around.
Is it under classic?
It could be. I think so. That's it.
All right, I got it.
I was playing with this, flipping the camera around. So.
You know, when I first heard that sound, when I first came across that, I did that for like an hour, right one after another, and it just didn't get old. I was dying. I had like belly laughs where my ribs were killing me.
Oh,
It was
I
so
love
funny.
it. I love it. That's my new text to him. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, I also have another one that no one really has, and it's the original Star Trek series communicator sound.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I stopped using it because I got sick of it, but I have that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, anyways, what are we talking about now, guys? Johnny, why don't you show one of your guitars?
Johnny said he'll be right back.
Okay. What kind of guitars you got, Shane?
Right now I've got the Wolfgang. It's a black one, Japan made model. And that's on. I have a Fender acoustic, and I'm building a Frankie right now.
Nice. Nice. What are you using for
Awesome.
parts?
I got Chris Lock body. I've got.
I think we all do.
Uh,
This is a Chris
Yeah.
Lock as well.
I've got the original Floyd Rose. The pickup I ordered from a guy on one of the pages that makes them. I can't remember his name right now. But picked up the humbucker from him, and got the single coil from somebody off one of the pages also.
Yep.
Kyle Finch, I ordered my neck from him, from Dive
Oh, yeah.
Bomb.
Boy, it's been a long time since I talked to Kyle. It's been a long time.
Does he make real good necks?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
What's that?
does. Yeah, I've Kyle used to make top-notch stuff. I've got a lot of stuff from Kyle over the last 12 years. 10,
That's
12.
cool.
Yeah, although he's fallen off the face of the earth. Where did you find him, Shane? I haven't talked to Kyle in a long time.
Guess who? What's up, guys?
Hey, Hef.
Hey, what's
Hey,
happening?
what's up, guys?
What's going on?
Oh,
Been a
yeah.
while.
I don't know, man. Trying to keep Halen from throwing up all over the place.
It's that time of season, man. Everyone's sick. I just got over it.
She had a stomach virus.
Oh, good kid.
Since we're doing the crib edition, we're gonna
Nice.
and probably my favorite part of the whole room is this guy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm the world's biggest LSU fan on the planet.
That's awesome.
Well, that's a big LSU thing.
Yo, hey, Hef.
Hey,
How you doing,
Dave,
man?
you're supposed to ask
what's
if he.
up, man? What's up, Johnny? What'd you say?
I said, Dave, you're supposed to ask Hef if he hits a lot of home runs.
You know,
what
I really do know about football and sports. I just don't really care about it.
You know, seriously, during football season, this guy lives in my living room,
Yeah.
and my Halen walks up to him, and she'll like stand right here by his leg, and she'll go, football man, football man.
That's awesome. That's great.
And I'm a big Cowboys fan too.
Cool.
I got that signed by Troy here in Jackson, Mississippi in 1994, I think it was.
Nice. How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, really, they're in the tank.
Yeah.
And
They'll
this have I ever introduced you guys to my first wife? My first wife still lives with me, and my second wife.
Huh? Real?
This is my first wife.
Okay.
I was really. That's what I thought you were going to say. Because if there was another woman there, I was going to say you the man.
No, I'm not. And then
Dave,
I got.
taking a trip to Mississippi tonight.
Yeah, right. I got one last thing to show you guys. This is Mike the Tiger.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Mike.
And actually at LSU in Baton Rouge, they do have a live tiger mascot, and his name is Mike the Tiger. It's like a 2-acre lot in between the Maravich Center and Tiger Stadium. It looks like they took like a 2-acre lot out of Africa and planted it there, and he's on campus all the time. His name is Mike the Tiger.
That's cool. That's cool.
So what's going on? I was trying to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like butt in and take over or whatever. But
Not at all. No worry about it.
I was
In
trying
true
to
hef fashion.
Yeah,
That was
right.
in true hef fashion.
I was trying to, like, when I came in on the video, when I started watching, Rob was talking about his Frankenstein, and I kept trying to start the video over because, you know, I'm a sucker for that stuff, and I couldn't get the damn video to start over because when you guys show those Frankensteins, I mean, I love it, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to, hopefully to God this will be,
Here you go,
that's
bud.
just, that's sick.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
Can I ask you, how did you get a prototype?
My partner has a couple of buddies over at Fender,
Okay.
and we wanted to order one of the 500 that was signed,
Sure.
and he was like, they're all sold out, but I do have this if you're interested, and he just gave it to us. I didn't even have to buy it. He just sent it, and because it was actually a gift. My partner who paints these things, when he painted the body, he gave me the body, and we put this guitar together, both of us. So I said, so what pickup are we putting in? And he says, oh, here's a gift for you that I got. And I'm like, I freaked out. I really freaked out because I didn't expect it. I thought we were just going to put like a Frankenstein pickup in it, a regular one, and then we'd relic it. But this is a prototype one, so it's really cool. Yeah.
That is.
If he would have given me that, I would have probably doo-dooed in my britches.
That's funny.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
You know? That is just...
Yeah, how many guitars do you have total?
Right now, I've only got 3. I've got my
You have your first wife.
my first wife, and then I've got my
Good one, John.
this is a classic vibe on telly.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely fabulous.
Very cool.
I mean, they're cheap guitars, but I'll put them upside any American Telecaster in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I am a Tele guy too. And then this is my blue OLP. Love this guitar.
Yep.
I mean, for the money, the neck on that thing is absolutely, I mean, it's sexy.
Yeah.
And I've got the EVH, I mean, the correct Schaller tuners on there.
Yep.
That's cool.
The mini buttons, the perloid buttons on there.
Yeah.
Hefner, weren't you the one? Weren't you asking me about the black models?
The black what?
OLPs. Were you the one that was asking?
Yes.
Okay, that was
Yes.
that's all I wanted to say.
The black OLP, it's the regular, just regular OLP, but it's the black model. It's not the sparkle black, but the black with the cream binding. That one is absolutely the hardest one to find.
That's right. That's what you were saying.
Yeah. Not to be confused with they made a black one with a recessed original Floyd on it. Those are not too terribly hard to find, but the original, because, you know, people would take these guitars and just destroy them, modify them, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, they're just hard to find stock.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But you were looking for a black one, though, weren't you?
Yes.
Wasn't that what
Still
it was?
am.
Still am. So, hey, anybody, if you're watching this, whether it's live, whether it's 100 years from now, he's looking for one. So if you have one, if you know where one is, let him know. Let us know.
Absolutely.
You can
Rob,
dial
I
him
did
at
see your-
1-800-555.
Yeah. Rob, I did see your video. I was watching it. I was on the road earlier today, and I was watching your video on your Kramer pacer, the taped.
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
And I was just friggin' awesome.
Thank you, Jeremy. That was a fun one to do. Actually, like I said, the other day, that guitar was. It's funny because it's never been one of my favorite guitars, but when I don't have it, I miss it. You know,
I mean, like you said, it's not one of the popular ones, but it's so fascinating because of the tape. It draws attention without really trying to. It just does.
Yeah, you're right, and it is kind of a cool guitar. And the funny thing about it is it's very easy to replicate. I mean, that one's actually a pretty simple process. I mean, it literally takes 45 minutes to tape one up. It's not bad at all.
That tape job looks like a son of a gun.
You know, it really looks harder than it is.
Really?
Yep. Most of the white goes on first. Not all of it, but most of the white goes on first, then the yellow, then the blue, and there's a couple of pieces of white that go on last. But if you look at the pictures, they're really pretty, and study them for 15 minutes or so. It's not a hard process. The part that gets tricky is once you go over to the back is not necessarily put down the same as the front. So I think when he did that guitar, he had a whole bunch of rolls of tape that he put down in a certain sequence on the front, and then on the back, he just started doing the same thing in no particular order. That's where it gets a little tricky is, you got to leave enough of a tail on both ends. When it wraps around the back, you kind of know where they go.
Rob, I've got to ask you, I asked you this question probably 4 or 5 years ago because you've got probably more.
Single. Yeah, I am single.
No, you've got more of the vintage like EVH posters and like magazine cutouts than anybody I've ever seen. But I remember on VH Links, there's a cutout. I don't know if it's a paper, if it's out of a magazine or something, but Eddie, Sammy, the whole band is like, they all have Kramers. Yes.
There it is.
Hang on, let me see this. Don't go nowhere.
Stop talking.
Oh, look at that.
Trying to
I
get
gotta
it.
see that. I gotta see that. I gotta see that closer up. What is that about?
Rob, you got to talk.
Whole bunch of straight Kramers in the background.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
You're
you Johnny
the
has
only-
that photo too.
You're the only one that I know that has that.
I'll send you guys that.
I bet Johnny has that photo. He's just keeping quiet.
Well, yeah, I have it because of Rob. Yeah, years ago, back in the 1800s. 'Cause I've known Rob for like 20 years, and I remember him having that photo. So I'm like, hey, can I get a copy of that? Because of those Kramers, and but yeah. There were some cool ones on there, huh? I mean, there's one that you never see in that photo.
Yeah, there's one I'm looking at right now is definitely a very odd one. The 1984 Kramer is in the back because I can see the black nut with the 5150 era neck on it. And then he's got 2 or 3 other Kramers that you just never see. and then you can see Sammy's Kramer in the background, and then Ed's got his 5150. That's definitely a cool one.
And then the other poster you have, which they sell on eBay, but it's not the entire poster. The one with Eddie it's a Kramer. He's got the Kramer ad Frankie, but then he's got like 3 other Kramers in front of him.
Yeah, that's this one. It's not this exact one. This poster is a monster of a poster. This is an old '82 poster too. Yeah, that's not the same one that you normally see.
No.
It's a different one. Yeah. That poster I paid $300 for about 10 years ago.
I would too.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Hap, I've never seen it ever since.
I haven't either.
Never seen it.
And I know me and you have talked about it, and I mean, ever since we talked about that probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I mean, I comb eBay at least once a week and have since then trying to find it. You cannot find it.
The only thing I know about that poster is the guy that I got it from said that it was a very rare poster that came out in '82 or '83 when a line of Kramers came to a guitar shop, and the guy got it from a guitar shop back in the early '80s, and it was one of those posters that just never surfaced very much after that, you know.
You're the only one that I know that has one.
Yeah, I'm the only one that I know that has one. I've just never seen that particular style before.
And I think the ones that are on eBay are like somebody just scanning like the top part of that poster and just, you know, that's all it is.
eBay is all, it's all like fake stuff and weird, whatever. But no, what was I going to say? But yeah, that poster though, is that the one they had like hanging up like at the Kramer factory back in the day?
It's a different one, Johnny. It's Ed's face. I'll show you again. Ed's face is different than the one you're talking about. It says the same thing. It's very simply the same, the best guitar you can buy today, but it's his face is different. It's not the.
He's not smiling.
Right, and the guitars in the bottom are just a little different. The ones that are on the bottom.
It's from the same photo shoot, but it's a different photo.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
That purple Kramer, could that possibly be the striped? I mean, not the stripe, but the tape Kramer?
No,
I don't think so because they're EMGs and it's got a rosewood neck on it.
Oh, okay.
Unless
it looks like a purple burst too. It doesn't look like it's fully purple.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Wow, that's really cool, man.
Actually, this is kind of a cool poster I found, or actually picture. Never seen this one before either. It's a picture of Eddie and Sammy.
No,
95.
never seen that.
That's one you don't see very often either. But
hey, did you guys notice? Like, it's a Guitar World magazine, and I didn't notice this for a long time, but it's a purple. Eddie's holding like a purple Ernie Ball EVH Music Man, obviously. But the headstock on that guitar is black. It's not purple.
That's from a Young Guitar magazine too. Yeah.
Is that when they were remodeling and he's sitting on like the cinder blocks and stuff? Wearing a black T-shirt.
Well, here's all my A-Team stuff too. I used to be a fan of the A-Team back in the 80s.
Oh man.
Cool.
Yeah. I got all the action figures and, you know.
Oh, I love the A-Team.
All right, let me see if I can find that magazine you're talking about.
The one that I'm talking about is where he's like, there's one picture in it where he's got the pound cake drill too.
Yeah, another one. I'll find it. Hold on.
Those friggin' those Young Guitar magazines are expensive.
Yeah, I know. They definitely are.
Those things are great. young guitar, the
Player.
what do you call it? What do you call it? The three editions of Guitar Man.
Guitar Man.
Yeah, Guitar Man.
Amazing, just totally amazing stuff. Amazing photos, amazing. Well, I mean, I can't read. I don't think any of us can actually read what the stuff says, but.
All right, this is the one you're talking about, Hef.
Yes. Yes.
You can see there's a black headstock right there.
Yeah, it's black. Yep.
There's some other pictures inside too. Yeah, that's a black headstock.
I wonder why that is. I wonder if that was like one
The
of the
prototype.
first
That's a
It's
prototype.
a prototype. That's what I figured.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a.
He's smiling there.
Yeah.
Well, that looks like an airbrush smile, actually.
Here's the guitar right here, Hef.
That is killer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's around the time, isn't that around the time that, because he's wearing that baseball jersey, that's like around the time he did like that thing with Pauly Shore at the,
Bill and Ted premiere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had just gotten there. I think he had done like a photo shoot that day. I think he had done that photo shoot that day.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking
Because he goes, Paulie asked him, he says, "Do you still talk to David Lee Roth?" And he's like, "Ooh, my hearing just went out." Eddie does. My hearing just went bad.
Hey guys, I'm gonna sign off. I got to get up early in the morning, so
Cool.
All right, Rob.
we will chat soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Rob. Hope you get to feeling better, dude.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Hey, Shane, are you still around, Shane? Is Shane still there?
Hey, I'm still
Yes,
here. I
yes, he is.
muted everything, so.
Hey, Shane, you take care.
Thanks, you too, bud.
Hey, Johnny, Dave, you guys take care. Hef, we'll
right.
talk to you soon.
Yeah,
You
I'll
too,
talk to
man.
you probably tomorrow, Rob. Feel
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, shoot me a text tomorrow, guys. We'll chat. I got a question. I got a question I got to ask you offline on a part tomorrow, Dave, too. So I'll
Sure.
catch up.
Well, why don't you just text me before you go to bed? This way, I can.
Yeah,
Just text
sounds
me now.
good. Okay, I'll text you right now.
Okay,
Good night,
cool.
guys.
Later.
Good night, man.
Good night, Rob.
Good night, guys.
So, do you guys see these posts on Facebook about, I mean, honestly, who out of all you guys, who saw the 2004 reunion tour? Who saw that coming? Anybody? I didn't.
So what coming?
That went back in 04 when the reunion tour with Sammy happened. Did you see that coming? Or was it like a slap in the face? It was like a slap in the face. I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah.
I think I knew.
I mean, I'm a huge wrestling fan too. You guys don't know that. And my favorite wrestler is a wrestler that goes by the name of Steve Borden. His real name is Sting. His real name is Steve Borden, but his wrestling name is Sting, or the Stinger.
Wait, his real name is Sting, but he goes by the wrestling name of Steve Borden?
No, it's the opposite. Anyway, he's got a saying that he says, the only thing that's for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure. And that's what I say about Van Halen. The only thing for sure about Van Halen is nothing's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you never know. I mean,
That's right. The future is unknown.
You never know. That's exactly right. I just find it odd that Eddie had his Steinberger rebuilt.
hmm Well, I mean, it's his guitar. He just wanted to start playing it again. Want to start using it. Want to start
Could be.
Want to start creating some new music with that thing. because it's a very unique instrument, and
Sure.
the sounds with it you can't get out of anything else.
Right.
You know. So, but the thing is, I mean, with a lot of the Van Halen rumors, blah 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 blah. Don't believe everything you read on the internet,
No.
especially when it comes to me. Okay, please. But no, seriously, yeah, because believe me, trust me. A lot of the stuff that people bitch about on Facebook back and forth, we see all that stuff. They just nonstop, blah 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 blah.
Right.
Most of those people, or I'd say 100% of those people don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
And they're not they're just saying the same stuff over and over and over. And
Right.
and don't believe anything until you see it come from an official source of
Right.
One of the dudes or whatever.
There's a lot of people that believe everything on the internet is true.
Mm-hmm.
Sad people.
Well, I mean, because the internet is a part of real life now.
Sure.
I mean, back, oh man, we're getting old, man.
Yeah.
Back 20 years ago, there was an internet 20 years ago, but it wasn't nothing like it is now. And it was just, this and that, or it was like a black screen of just text, whatever.
Right.
What do you call it? DOS, whatever. But the thing is, nowadays, that's the problem, is anybody can say anything on the internet, and it just grows and grows and grows and grows, and rumors and what do you call it? All that different kind of stuff. Just just nonstop.
Right.
Do the same thing, You don't need to be.
Well, it's like Wikipedia. I mean, you can go to that and add whatever you want.
Well, that's part of the problem.
Right.
That's a major part of the problem is that page, But yeah, I mean that's the thing though. I mean, there's a lot of rabid fans who love this band that we're talking about, that love everything and anything of this, of that,
Right.
And yeah, you just have to you just have to be patient. Is Sammy coming back? We'll see. Is Dave coming back? I mean, people like to talk about the stuff. I mean, that's what Facebook is for. People like to yammer back and forth, this and that. I open up Facebook, I see the same people every day saying the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's depressing, but I mean, I don't take part in it. I don't care.
No.
But if that's what they like to do, that's what it's all about. Is about discussion and
Right.
talking about that stuff, But as far as
what's that old saying as well? Say good stuff about me, or say bad stuff about me, but just keep saying stuff about me. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Well, that's yeah. I mean that's something that this band definitely has going for them, is no matter what they do or don't do, people are talking about them.
Exactly.
Right.
So they're definitely they're always out there.
I would have loved to seen some Patti Smythe stuff. That would have been awesome, I think.
Oh, with Van Halen?
Yeah.
Well, there is audio. There is
really
audio. There is audio of him with them, because he played with them. I want to say 3 times.
I have seen pictures of that. I had never
There's
heard
photos.
anything.
There's photos. There is audio. I'll send you the audio, or send me a message.
Okay.
I'm gonna forget, right? But yeah, send me a message like right now or whenever, saying send me some live audio, and I'll send it to you.
What songs do they do? Do they do Scandal songs or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, he would just get up and just solo over whatever they were playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
and
they did write together though.
Cool.
He actually did write songs with her, but I don't. The stuff was never released, or if it was maybe scandal songs that I don't know. Who knows what, but they actually did write songs together.
Because I love that song, and every time it comes on the radio, it's not much very often anymore, but when The Warrior comes on, I crank it.
oh yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, Patti Smythe is she's amazing, and her band was
It is.
amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Warrior. That's the Bang Bang, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a video to that?
Yes, it's awesome.
I think I remember the video when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
Yes. And it's totally cheesy, but it's awesome.
It was the 80s. Of course it was cheesy.
Exactly.
The 80s was awesome.
It was quality cheese, though.
Well, that's something a lot of kids today. I mean, a lot of kids today who were born in the 90s, they're like, oh, I wish I was around in the 80s, because it was awesome, and it definitely was. It was musically, it was a different time, and everything was more fun.
Right.
Everything was fun back then. Then the 90s came around, everything became depressing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the middle part, not the first part, the middle part.
Depressing and serious was the 90s.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of grunge.
Right.
Grunge, but if it wasn't for grunge, I thank God actually for Nirvana. Believe it or not, because I mean, who knows where that it was just every band in the 80s that went into the late 80s into the early 90s was a copy of a copy of a copy. It just kept going on and on and on, and it was all the same thing, and
processed.
Kurt Cobain came around and totally just blew everything out, and well, you know what I mean. I don't mean him, sorry, but he changed everything.
And at that time, I hated that band for that, because all that processed and reprocessed cheese, I loved that stuff, man. I ate it up. I never got tired of it. And I actually, at the time, I really hated Nirvana for that fact. But after, radio left Nirvana alone and quit wearing it out, and I actually went back and listened to some of their records, not just Nevermind, but some of the earlier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually really appreciated it,
Yeah. Oh man, I said this to a friend of mine years ago that you can put on some of the Nirvana stuff, and it's timeless.
It is.
The recording, the production, it's very dry. That was part of the problem. I mean, I don't know if it's a problem, but for me, if you want to get away from the cheesiness, the productions. See, now it's musical production hangout. A lot of the Cinderellas, the Warrants, the
Trickster.
If you want to talk, Trickster. If you want to talk about the Van Halen ripoff, I'm not going to say Trickster, but Roxy Blue. Remember they had that one video where they thought they were Van Halen. Remember that?
Yeah.
What was it called? Rob the Cradle? Roxy Blue? If you guys are watching this, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, you guys thought you were Van Halen in that video. But see, when it gets to that point, it's just a copy of a copy of a copy, and it's just, for anybody, if you love the original thing, like for me, myself, since we're talking about Van Halen, I mean, that's what we're doing, I love Eddie. I love everything I love the musical stuff, but if you're trying to be somebody, like, I'd rather listen to Eddie play one note than to hear you play Eruption. If you know what I'm saying.
Right.
I'd rather hear Eddie play. I'd rather hear Eddie mess up on a lick than hear somebody play Eruption perfectly.
You'd rather hear Eddie play. You'd rather hear Eddie play in 2004 at any one of those shows than hear someone play Eruption perfectly.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. because that's Eddie. I don't want to hear a copy. I don't want to hear somebody, and that was part of the problem in the '80s is it became a copy of a copy of a copy. Everybody wanted to be Van Halen. Everybody wanted to be whoever, but
I got a question.
Yes.
What? Because there were some people that they took the Eddie thing and they took it to another level. And this guy is one of my top 10 favorite guitar players on the planet.
Is this a poll?
No. His name, he's not even in the musical industry anymore, but his name is Vito Bratta.
Vito, he's a great guitar player. He was a great guitar player, but of all the guys that ripped off Eddie Van Halen, he really ripped him off. If you listen to that record with I'll Wait, I don't remember the name of that record. I guess it's called White Lion.
No, it's Main Attraction.
Main Attraction, yes. If you listen to that record, he blatantly takes Eddie's riffs. There are some riffs that Eddie...
You're talking about the guitar solo where he's doing like the tapping thing and it sounds like Van Halen.
Yeah, but not just that. There are actual riffs, like full-on Eddie Van Halen riffs that he plays, and it's the same tone. It's like the 1984, Diver Down 1984 tone, and it's blatantly Eddie Van Halen's licks.
Well,
I don't like that.
Steinberger?
No, not at that time. He was playing an ESP Strat with a Floyd Rose.
Right.
A Stratocaster.
Right.
Well, with a humbucker in it. But yeah.
With a humbucker, yeah.
And it had the logo on the pickguard. Right?
No. Yes. He had the White Lion logo on the pickguard
or whatever.
Well, he did play a Steinberger because he plays. You can see him playing a Steinberger in the video "When the Children Cry," which is one of my favorite songs. But at the end of it, he plays the one. It's not like a GL. Like the one that Rob's got, but it's like more of a Strat style.
It's a big body.
Yeah, it's got a Strat body. It's
a big body.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Well, I had that
GT.
CD.
It's a GT something.
Yeah. I had that CD when I was a kid. I had the White Lion CD. I had the Warrant CD.
And then, then I dare you, like, if you've ever heard the original version of Radar Love, listen to White Lion's version. It kills it. It's just, that's one of the best remakes, best covers I have ever heard. That's just my opinion, but.
Yeah, it's a good version. It's a very good version. And by that time, Bratta was using Steinberger guitars.
Right.
By the time that song was done, he was using a Steinberger. So you can actually hear the EMG sound.
Right.
Of that. But and I don't hear much of Eddie Van Halen in that song, in the cover of that song. I don't hear him playing like Eddie. At that point he's playing more like himself than Eddie. But the first record was a blatant ripoff.
But let me ask you this: when you listen to Rats, Round and Round, that main riff, what song do you think about?
Unchained?
Unchained. All day long.
Is it Milton Berle in that video?
Yeah. Well, Milton Berle.
He's in a lot of their videos.
Well, their manager was Milton Berle's nephew.
Cool.
I think I read that or heard that or something.
That's why Milton was in the video.
Yeah.
Well, hey, this is Rat Chat live.
I love
Rat.
Rat.
Questions about Rat? Let us know, because I know nothing.
I've been listening to their greatest hits for like 2 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were cool. But they were in the '80s where they were still in a cool phase of it. And I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry to say, by the time White Lion made it big and came around, it was the part of that time where it was just a copy of a. It was just
absolutely.
It was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, although I did have that CD when I was a kid. You know, I had it. And when the children cry, that's probably their best song.
Yeah.
I mean, if anybody thinks about White Lion, or you still hear that song, or it's still like a karaoke song.
Well, that and Wait. Wait was probably their. I don't know. Wait was pretty big.
Oh yeah. Although I think they'll be known though for When the Children Cry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, look, guys, Miss Hefner's calling me, so I got to go. I'm glad
All right,
I got
buddy.
to join in.
Okay.
We'll see you soon.
We should just wrap it up. Let's wrap this up.
I think that's what we're gonna do. We should wrap it up.
All right.
Absolutely.
This is Johnny Bean. Shane T was here. David Nesdall is here. Jeremy Hefner is here. Rob Johnson was here. Thank you, guys. Come back soon. We'll do another one of these real soon. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Blah, blah, blah. JohnnyBean.com. Yeah.
Rock on.
Rock on, dude.
Rock. Nice guitar.
Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
We'll see you guys. Bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.